October of 1993, my girlfriend at the time walked into my apartment room and caught me in bed with another girl. And there's a little bit of chaos ensued. The other girl left, and my girlfriend was there, and I was just like, what am I doing? I'm messing up the best thing that's ever happened to me. It was just like a wake-up moment, and I remember her and I were talking through it, and I said, I don't know what this means for you and I, but I need to go back to church, which was an interesting concept since I'd never really been to church. I did know one guy had seen some changes in his life, and he was a good friend of mine and kind of somebody I looked up to. And so I called him. I said, what happened in your life? How did you make these changes? What what happened? And he was actually playing for the New York Jets at the time. And he tells me, starts sharing his story. And at the time I didn't realize it, but now I do. He's sharing the gospel with me. He's using words like, crucified and forgiven and redemption and, grace and mercy and all these things I'd never even heard before. And I knew that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted those changes in my life. I needed that. But I was naive, so I thought I had to go on some retreat in the summertime or something like that. And I'm asking him all these questions. He's like, no. You can accept Jesus right where you are. Early on in my career, I'll never forget this. It was my first year in the NFL. And, I'm on fire for the Lord. I'm walking in with my cross hat on. I'm walking in with my, God's property shirt on. And I'm on fire for the Lord. And so, I'm thinking, well, how do I reach these guys in the NFL that are superstars? And here I am, some NAIA guy that's, undrafted and probably not going to make it very long and all that stuff. And so I remember the first month that I'm there, guys are going out to a strip club, after a team dinner or, not a team dinner, but a dinner where quite a few guys were at. And so afterwards I went with them. I remember coming in the locker room the next day and Todd Peterson coming up to me in my locker and saying, "What are you doing, man?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "What? How are you going to go to the strip club like that, lads?" I said, "Man, look, I went there, I sat in the back. I just felt like, it's a good way for me to create a relationship and be able to minister to those guys." He said, "You never have to cross the line in your walk like that. God's got enough power in him to create a testimony in you that he doesn't need you to be out there in the strip club trying to, have a strip club ministry. That's not it." That was the first time I've been confronted by somebody like that. And that was that stood out to me. And, removing this, I had to fit in and be one of the guys, or else, they're not going to have a respect for my walk, or my ministry won't carry weight. And it was like Todd saying, basically, it's a phrase that I've borrowed many times, which is, "You plus God is enough." In year two, towards the end of year two and going into year three, I really started to notice myself, my mind and my willpower, start to really wander. And I, met this guy that we became pretty good friends. We were hanging out, having lunch, and I said, "Man, I'm really struggling with my walk. I just feel like my eyes are wandering. I'm drawn to things that, used to not bother me, and now I'm finding that, I just need some strength in my life." We're sitting across the table, and I just sharing with him like the struggles I'm having, and he said, "Man, I'm having some of those same things." And so we said, "Man, let's form a covenant group." And we said, "You know what? We're probably going to need more than two of us in terms of strength." And so we reached out and we started this covenant group where what we do is we live life together. And our wives have each other's numbers. Our wives, we have, each of the guys' wife's number in case somebody isn't living right and we need to get a hold of them. We do covenant conference calls weekly, just doing life together.